Megan from Glam Planner, and I have a new plan with me for you guys. This is for the week of March 9th through the 15th. I am using this kit from Glam Planner. I don't remember the name of it, and it's an older format, so I probably got it in like a glitch or something, although I haven't noticed any kind of issues or anything with it, which is pretty typical for, I feel like, most glitch kits that you get from places. But yeah, so I used a lot of hollow foil, which might be like, I think my second time ever using hollow foil, and I've been planning for a bit over a year now. So I've got some from Caress Press, some from Scribble Prints Co, and some from, I think, Glam Planner. I know this here, this Reach for the Stars, is from Glam Planner. I thought this would be good. Last week was a full moon, and while we've got like a big sun here, I just thought it would kind of work out really well for last week. And yeah, so I've got all my stickers all set, and we're gonna go ahead and just jump right on into this. All right, so as I said, I laid this kit down for the full moon, and this was the worm moon, which is named as such to signify the thawing of the ground, and earthworms will start to come up. So just kind of that precursor to spring. And I have my worm moon sticker is from the Prancing Doxie. I just placed another order with her during the Subculture Syndicate sale that will also include the different Sabbats of the year, so I'm excited for those to come in. Probably won't be in time for this week. Ostara is on Thursday. It is currently Wednesday, March 18th, while I'm doing this voiceover. So yeah, other than that, let's just chat. I know that we are all living in interesting times, I guess. I'm not directly that impacted because I don't work. Like, I'm like a stay-at-home wife for right now. Although I was just looking to do some volunteer work, and I had sent in some information to request to do volunteer work for this local organization. And of course, the shit hits the fan. So um, it is what it is, and I've reached out to them and said, as of right now, I'm self-isolating. Is it okay if I wait until after this has mostly passed, when things hopefully start looking up, which not when they hopefully do. I believe that they will. It just might not be as quickly as we like to see. So then I'll go in and hopefully start doing some volunteer work. I don't really have to work as of right now, which I can really appreciate. And if I could spend most of my time volunteering, that's what I would like to do. I considered going back to work, but honestly, oftentimes in the work that I have done, I've worked retail and I worked at a bank for a long time. I never felt like I was doing anything meaningful or giving back in any way, so I want to change that. And if as of right now I can do that by not working and just volunteering my time, then I'm good with that. Um, so yeah, the beginning of this week here that we're looking at right now, everything was, looking up. Coronavirus was, of course, around, but at this time, we weren't aware of any of it here in Michigan. I'm glad that I was able to get in and vote before everything started going crazy. And so I was real excited to lay down my vote sticker from Peachy Plans. I had requested those from her, and she just was so quick and got them up for me, so I was so excited. Yeah, my mom and I had planned on doing dinner on Friday night, and she's like, as long as it's not in the county that we're in, we'll just go ahead and plan for that. And she's like, where do you want to go? And I'm like, well, considering it probably won't be that busy, let's go to Cheesecake Factory because I've never been. And she's like, okay. And then, like, an hour later, 3 cases found in the county that we're in. And I'm like, she goes, when we had been talking, she's like, yeah, let's do this before the shit hits the fan. And I had to call her, and I'm like, the fan hath shitteth because we will not be going out. My mom suffers, I've talked about this before, she suffers from pulmonary arterial hypertension, so she already has compromised lungs because of that. So she needs to limit herself as much as possible. My dad is now working from home My sister is also working from home. She told me that she is an office manager for a chiropractor. And she's like, I just brought the whole desktop home so I could work. And I was like, that's pretty impressive. So, and she lives with them. So they're trying to limit like their contact out with people. I know her boyfriend, like she's saying this week, we just need to like not see each other. We need to just limit seeing everybody as much as possible and stay home. Um, I have been mostly self isolating. The I Tuesday of this week that we're looking at, I did go to Costco and I picked up a bunch of chicken and beef. And my husband really likes their green tea, so I picked up a bunch of that just so that we could be comfortable in our home and not have to worry about it. And thankfully, the lines at Costco weren't crazy. So I was able to like get in and out because by the weekend, it was an absolute madhouse around here. I did go then shopping again on Friday and I picked up a bunch of it. My husband had gone out and picked up like pasta and rice and beans. And I was like, the world's not over yet. We can still eat food that we like because I'm not a rice and beans person. So I went and picked up some stuff and then we spent the weekend again just like self isolating. And it's weird because again, it doesn't really impact us that much because my husband also works from home. And yet it's like the threat of going out and just feeling like we really shouldn't be going out, we can't go out. It's really real. It's like suddenly we don't have options. We're stuck home. So now we've got to see what we can do. I have been focusing on cleaning and purging. I've set up a schedule for 2 weeks. Today I need to work on my office. I've got boxes that I'm putting together for all kinds of things that need to get donated. And it's sad that I'm at home all the time and I have no motivation to do this. And for whatever reason, this pandemic is coming around and I'm like, time to get shit done. I really wish I could go out and get some paint because I could use this time to paint the house. But I'll wait a bit. I've seen some stuff, who knows what's going to happen. You can't trust everything you see on the internet. So we're just chilling for now. My husband has said, he's like, what if this is all like some giant like joke, like somebody put it out there and people just ran with it because he's like, and everybody just listened. Um, and it does kind of feel like that sometimes. So, especially because as of right now, we don't know anybody directly that's been impacted by this, like who's sick. But we are trying to limit in case we were carriers of it. We have traveled recently, not internationally, but we've gone through some really big airports, such as Dallas, Fort Worth, and Vegas. So we are trying to limit our access to other people in case we were like asymptomatic carriers. We just don't want to have to worry about it. So, yeah, it's been a time. So like I said, I did more grocery shopping, picked up things that we liked. Mark had bought us food that would keep us alive. I bought us food that would keep us sane, which really means a lot of chocolate and some snacky foods. Um, Things that then we're like, if we're hungry, we can snack on those instead of like dipping into things that we like would need in the event that we were like super quarantined and on a lockdown and we can't leave our house. So we are good with that. Although then I did go out again. I broke that on Monday and went to the grocery store again because I went to the bank and I filled the car up with gas. And I'm like, I'm just going to go pick up a couple extra things. And then too much money later, I leave. And I'm like, okay. Well, I don't think we've ever had this much food in our house, but we're doing what we can. I did make sure we had extra kitty litter, extra cat food, and extra dog food. Um, to help, again, avoid having to go out if we don't need to. Although I'm like, what if it's longer than we think it is? And how are we supposed to feed the animals? And he's like, I'm not going to be, my husband's like, I'm not that concerned at that point. I was like, I am. So I picked up tuna fish because I'll eat tuna fish, but in case I need to give it to the cats, I could give it to the cats. And the dogs could eat rice and beef and whatever. So I hope everybody else is faring well. I'm in a group that we're doing like this 21-day wellness challenge and just trying to like get our minds into healthier places. Yesterday was um, color like a page in a coloring book. Today we have to do breathing exercises. Um, yeah, we're all just doing what we can, and I hope everybody else is faring as best as they can. Um, I was worried about also running out of coffee because we get our coffee from like a local roaster. So I went and picked up extra coffee. My husband's like, we can drink Folgers if we need to, and I was like, no, no, no. I like my coffee. Again, I don't have to give up all of my nice things at the moment. So yeah, like I said, I hope everybody else is faring well. We're just trying to keep it chill. I did leave today because I had to go pick up my medication from the pharmacy. And thankfully, like I'm on Zoloft for anxiety. So I just went and picked up more. And I was like, of all the things that I need right now, if I couldn't get my birth control, fine. If I couldn't get, well, I don't know how detrimental it'd be if I suddenly couldn't take my thyroid medication, but this is all new and I still have to get blood work done and see if we need to change it. But really, keeping my mental self like stable is crucial to me at this point. Um, because I have been up and down a lot lately. So, that was like, gotta get it refilled. I got it, went in, called it in early just so I made sure I had it. And yeah, doing what we can. I watched The Circle last week. I spent Friday and Saturday binging it. That's on Netflix. It's like a social media experiment type thing. It was awesome. I'm like, well, this looks like trash. I'm going to watch it because I need something to get my brain off of everything else. And it was so good. I was so surprised. Is it still stupid? Yes. But you really start to like get these people. And when they start to open up to each other, it's really nice. Um, and just to see like the friendships that came in from afterwards, it was really awesome. So I would watch that again. I am of course binging my way through Criminal Minds and The Office right now. I have ups and downs with The Office. Sometimes I'm just like, how has nobody killed Michael? How has nobody killed Michael Scott? He's an awful human being. But it has been great to just like for like levity of everything. And then I've also been watching, like I said, Criminal Minds because I love true crime. I watched an episode where there was like chemical warfare of this anthrax string that was released at a park and everybody was sick. And I was like, this is just not the day to be watching this episode. And I think it was like Friday or Saturday. So it was just when it was getting like real serious and showing up in our areas. And of course, the one thing to be, aware of is that just because there are only so many of them, so many cases determined, there are probably so many more than anybody could realize because they can't get tested. I'd read a post about somebody who's like, I tested negative about everything else, but I can't be tested. There's no testing kit to test for coronavirus. So he just has to treat himself as if he has been and just act accordingly. Um, which is interesting because then you see other things like some doctors are like, just act as if you have coronavirus. And one thing that they say is don't stock up on masks because the face masks aren't going to be able to keep you from getting it, but it can help keep you from spreading it. So if we're supposed to be acting like we could have it or that we do have it and therefore isolate ourselves, shouldn't we then be buying masks? Like that just occurred to me earlier, but I mean, I'm home, so I don't need a mask. If I go out in public, I'm usually just trying to like limit that and I don't touch my face and I sneeze into my sleeve or whatever, doing our parts. So it's going to be an interesting few weeks, few months. They're saying it could last until August at this point. I know the goal is to keep it down, but we'll of course see what happens. On Sunday, Frozen 2 launched on Disney Plus. I was so excited. I watched it. I like got up, I had my coffee, and then I put it on. And if you haven't seen it, watch it. It's amazing. I just love the amazing strength between Anna and Elsa. Like, just Elsa just being able to do her own thing and just embrace who she is. And she's doing it all without a man, which is really amazing. But then also seeing the companionship between Anna and Kristoff. Like, Disney did it right. Like, if there's ever a movie that they did right, Frozen 2 is right. I absolutely love it. There's this line in there where Olaf is sitting with a bunch of kids, and they're like, Olaf, are you okay? And he's like, yep, we just call this controlling what we can when things feel out of control. And that is exactly what I needed to hear at that point. And if you can hear my cat yowling in the background and now my dog is barking, no, Sophie. I'm just sitting on my couch trying to be comfortable. And there's all kinds of stuff going on around me. So, yeah, I am excited to see what I come up with for this current week that I am in. Keeping myself occupied, getting the house done, spring cleaning a little bit early, and we're going to go live again. All right, that is it for the week. Thank you guys for hanging out with me. Please take a moment to like this video and subscribe. And if you haven't yet, check me out on Instagram at Glam Planner. And I'll have that linked below. It's been a rough time with this pandemic, so I'm trying to make the most of it. This week was fairly normal, but the week that I'm in right now is just a bit more of a struggle. But I'm certain everybody's feeling the same way, and I know that we will all get through this together. Please feel free to reach out to me if you are, feeling like you're in a bad mental place. You are definitely not alone in that, so we can all come together and work together as best as we can. All right, I hope you guys all have a wonderful week, and I will talk to you again soon. Bye.